The evolution and the control in strategic management, what it is exactly, what it is the meaning for the evaluation and control in strategic management. It's basically a process of determining the effectiveness of a given strategy for achieving the organizational objectives, the purpose, and taking those corrective actions whenever required. That strategic evaluation and this control mechanism in the management strategy can be exercised through some formulation of contingency strategies. And what is this evaluation? It is ensuring that the company is achieving what is set out to accomplish, and that evaluation is compared with some performances with desired result and provide the feedback necessary for the management to evaluate those results and take those corrective actions as needed. Why it is necessary? Because the strategic evaluation is very much important parameter for assessing how well your business has performed, how much target has been achieved throughout a predefined time span and relative to its goals. It is an important way to reflect an achievement and the shortcomings, and also useful for re-examining the goals themselves, which may have been set at a different time under different circumstances. This strategic evaluation is an effective parameter for accessing and ensuring those processes to control and achieving what is set out to accomplish for the performances. And the main processes for this evaluation is consist of some following steps, like fixing the benchmark of those performances, measurement of performances, analyzing those variants, taking those corrective actions, and quantitative factors involved for the process of strategy evaluations. And the four types of evaluation mainly based on those clinical reviews, trials, program reviews, and program trials. All these are the important types of evaluation. And what is the strategic control process? It is the important process by which the managers monitor those ongoing activities of that particular organization, and the members to evaluate whether those activities are being performed efficiently and effectively and fulfill, able to require those desired result and take those corrective actions to improve the performance if they are not satisfied initially. The barriers for the strategic evaluation and control is involved with three types of barriers: that the limits of those control, difficulty in those measurement, and motivational problems all limits the control, and it is not easy for the strategies to decide the limit of the control. And it's the consistency of this information for the evaluation and control consist of those performance data and activity reports. If undesired performance result because the strategic management processes were inappropriately used, the operational manager must know about so that they can correct the employee activity. The top management need not to be involved. If, however, undesired performance result from the processes themselves, top managers as well as the operational managers must know what they can develop the new implementation programs or those procedures. This evaluation and control information must be relevant to what is being monitored, and one of the obstacles to effectively control is the difficulty in developing those appropriate measures that's important for the activities and outputs. The result, the appropriate applications for the control process to strategic management is provide those a series of questions or queries that is used to evaluating those implemented strategy, and such strategy review is usually initiated when these gaps appears between a company's financial objectives and the expected result of current activities. The process of evaluation and control is the first step for determine what to measure and then establish those predetermined standards. Next, measure those performances and then the parameter of the query estimation of does this performance match those standards. If yes, then you can stop these processes. If no, then take corrective action to get a desired result. And the evaluation and implementing those strategy for this did the issues for did the existing strategy produce the desired result. If yes, then you can say that yes, successful strategy and result are implemented. But if it is not getting those desired result, what is expected, then were the strategy poorly executed? If no, then underlying those assumption and premises are valid. If yes, then the alternative scenarios defined and access. And then yes, where the current situation and important trends properly diagnosed. There's also a parameter. And if it is not yes initially, where those strategies and their requirement communicated effectively, and no, then poor communication is declared. And if it is yes initially, then did the management commit to and follow those strategies properly? If no, then weak commitment of operating management. And if getting a result as the same yes condition, then where result monitor strategy revised as needed. If there is no, then failure to establish the proper feedback mechanism. Was strategy formulation adversely effective? If no, then what supported functional strategy consists with the business unit strategy? If initially yes, then invalid planning based. Incorrect strategy formulation. Otherwise, in case of no, for the next scenario, the inconsistent functional planning, that the condition of many assessment that the resource requirement is getting for those measurement, and the performance is the end of the result of activity and those measured to assess the performances based on the organizational unit to be appraised and the effective objectives to be achieved and the objective that were established earlier in the strategy formulation as a part of the strategy management process for the profitability, market share, cost reductions, and you can say other important factors should certainly be used to measure corporate performance once the strategy have been implemented successfully. These are the some important measures for the investment, return on investment and earning per share, EPS mechanism for the appropriate evaluating for the corporation of the division's ability to achieve those profitable objectives, and these types of measure is inadequate for evaluating the additional corporate objectives such as social responsibility or employee development process. The profitability is the corporation's major objective for the achieving those competitive advantage in significant way with low cost advantages. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.